Prezentarea vine din Spania și o să fie pe microbiologie, o chestie foarte inovativă, o firmă care pentru noi a fost un lucru foarte important. He's Josep. He will you will talk about the microbiology and stuff like that. So just a second to put it on the screen.
To congratulate Daniel and the company to make this event, because I think it's very important. Because sometimes we explain or that people tells you that the product works for some effects, but you don't know the reason of that. So that's why this kind of events, I think it's important, because we, the companies, we can tell you why the product works as it works, okay? So thanks, Daniel, for this and for the event. My name is Josep Vives. I'm responsible for the international business in the group Bioera. Bioera is a Spanish company. We are located near Barcelona, and basically we are quite young as a company. We've been 15 years in the market, and we are a company based in biological products, in stimulant products, and we are a company that we work 100% in biologic or ecologic products. Okay? So basically, stimulants, biostimulants, and protection products for crops. The company, just for you to give you a brief introduction of the company, is divided in 3 different divisions. One of the divisions is Bioera, where we are now talking about Bioera products. We are based on B2B, B2C business, what means that we have got products and programs for farmers, basically most of you. There is another division inside of the company, which is Microintech. Is a B2B, what means that we produce, we reproduce, and we formulate microorganisms just for the industry. So most of the brands that you know, international brands, they need the base of the formulation. So we provide to them the microorganisms for them to formulate their products. And then the third leg, very important, is Microbiologie, is our own laboratory. And it's important because I will tell you the reason of Microbiologie. Basically, Bioera is the most important now here because we are here to introduce new products and also programs. It's a company that we produce products 100% organic and basically based on microorganisms, plant extracts, basic substances, humic acids, fulvic acids, amino acids, etc. Most important is that we have got a catalog for the farmers. We are working always in high quality. When we talk about the source of the formulations, there are many sources. Here, during these presentations, I have heard about Ascophyllum nodosum, for instance, is a good plant extract coming from seaweed, but there are many providers of this Ascophyllum nodosum. So for us, it's always very important to select the best source to sell to the market the best plant, in this case, or plant extract. We are an alternative company to conventional products. So the market in the last 60 years, it's been very conventional, very chemical, and we are trying to switch from chemical to biological. And this is what we are going to explain to you today. And then we have got registered brand, registered products, etc. Microintech, I'll go very quick, is the company that will reproduce the microorganisms that I will explain to you during the presentation. This is actually the reactor. This is a bioreactor where we reproduce all the microorganisms. And the picture on the right side is we have got 2 greenhouses. And in the greenhouse is where we reproduce the mycorrhizae. It's important because in the market you can find different mycorrhizae. Our mycorrhizae is produced in life, what is a very important point. And talking about in life and in vitro, there are 2 ways to reproduce microorganisms. One is in life, in vivo, and the other one is in vitro, what means reproduction like laboratory. Okay? It's important because the reproduction of the microorganisms means that the life of the microorganisms will be better or it will be less life. And finally, Microbiologie is our own laboratory that works also for other companies, so we can make analysis for other companies. Is the quality control of both Bioera and MicroIntech, so Bioera products and MicroIntech products. The quality control is done by Microbiologie, and very important, R plus D plus I. Microbiologie is working all the time, during 15 years, trying to find the best microorganism to help you to improve your plant, okay? So it's the R, D, and I is very important. Let me go to the next step. I don't know how many of you have been traveling inside of a microscope. So I'm going to take you inside of the microscope and to see what's happening in the microscope, and then we pass to the crops. Doesn't work. So we are going to introduce you today two microorganisms. One is the mycorrhizae. To select, how to select? Mycorrhizae is a special microorganism that has got a special effect on the plant. And then this is a rhizobacteria. This is what is called PGPR, what means that plant grow promoting rhizobacteria in that case. So today we are going to explain you about these two microorganisms. Mycorrhizae in concrete helps the proliferation of PGPR. So if you have got a floor, a soil with mycorrhizae, it will proliferate, will help with the proliferation of PGPR. But also the mycorrhizae will help you to stimulate the plant. So the mycorrhizae starts colonizing the plant, and once the plant is colonized, it helps the promotion of the root system. The other important thing is that, not because I say that, also because the science demonstrated that some microorganisms, well no, this is the bacteria. So the mycorrhizae colonize the root, and then you have got better access to PK, so NPK, and also micronutrients. I will explain you later in the next step. Then, because this is in, what says here, Tanya?
Increase the water.
Correct. So when you have got a water problem on the soil, it helps you because we increase the root system, so the plant can go further in the soil to get the water that the plant cannot reach. Okay. And finally, the most important thing of microorganisms is that they improve the structure, the soil structure. The problem of the soil is that some soils, they are very, very heavy. Some soils, they are poor. Some soils, they are very compacted. So we need to improve the soil, the structure of the soil, and microorganisms helps this improvement. So we give a better oxygenation, we give a better structure, so the plant will have a better soil to grow. So this is one of the most important things for microorganisms to be in the soil. Actually, this is a root. This is a root having seen in the microscope. If we go a bigger picture, in here you will see the same root. This is part of this root, and very important. Here, there is a vein. It's like a channel. It's like a river. All the roots in this river is where all the nutrients and all the water goes in this river and goes up to the plant. What we have to do is to prevent that the pathogens that they are around the plant to come into this root. Because if they come to this vein or river, then the pathogen goes up to the plant and the plant dies. What we do with mycorrhizae? So this is the same root, and here this is infected by 4 mycorrhizae. So the first thing is that the mycorrhizae, once they infect the root, they produce what we call the hyphas. So it's like to enlarge the root. So bigger root system means that the plant has got better place to go to get nutrients and water. So the hypha is something very important that comes through the mycorrhizae. But another important thing, I told you before that here around the plant, there are the pathogens, and the pathogens goes inside and goes inside the plant. The mycorrhizae once has colonized the system, it means that another pathogen cannot get in. So it's a prevention, because it's a door that the mycorrhizae close to the other pathogen to get into the system. So this is a way for you to understand that the mycorrhizae helps the proliferation or the increase of the root system, but also prevents the control of some pathogens to get into the plant. Okay? So this is the effects that the mycorrhizae makes. And this is the resume. This is the mycorrhizae. We apply on the soil. It gets colonized in the plant. And this is the difference. This is a plant colonized by mycorrhizae, and this is not mycorrhizae there. It means that the root system is bigger, and also the structure of the soil is much better. So it's better for a plant to grow in this place than in this place. But also, if the nutrients and water, they are far away from the plant, with a mycorrhization system, then the plant gets better space to cover the nutrients. Rhizobacteria is the other way. So the other important thing regarding mycorrhizae is that once the mycorrhizae has colonized the root, the mycorrhizae stays in the root forever. So I mean, live in the root for during the whole life of the plant. It's very important. So you only have to colonize the plant once. Once it's colonized, you don't have to apply another mycorrhizae. Okay? It happens different with the bacteria. This is the bacteria, is a plant growth stimulation bacteria, solubilization of nutrients. This is what I wanted to tell you before. Not because we say that, not because Bioera says that, the science demonstrated that some microorganisms unblock the nutrients that they are blocked on the soil. So those nutrients blocked in the soil, the microorganisms, in this case rhizobacteria, unblock these nutrients and put at the disposal of the plant. Okay? Then the soil has got other problems, stress like pH, salinity, drought. This is drought, and this is disease, correct? So different microorganisms works for this kind of stress. I'll give you an example of pH and salinity. When a soil is not equilibrated in pH and salinity, it makes the block of the nutrients. It's what is called the conductivity. So some microorganisms, in case of soil disequilibrated in pH and salinity, continue working and put the nutrients at the disposal of the plant. This is what the the rhizobacteria do in the plant. Finally, okay. This is a way to explain you, this is different pathogens. And probably you know Phytophthora, you know Fusarium, this is Botrytis, that one Rhizoctonia, I think, this is Rhizoctonia. So we do in the laboratory, we put a microorganism in the plate. This is called the Petri plate. We put the microorganism in the plate and then we see this. We see in the laboratory that it repels the pathogen. Okay? So we first analyze in the laboratory what happens with all the different microorganisms. Then we make the test in the crop and we select those microorganisms that works in the laboratory first and then they work in the crop. Okay? And very important, before I told you that mycorrhizae, once they colonize the plant, you don't have to colonize again. Bacteria is different. The way the bacteria works is that when you apply in the crop, it starts growing in population and then they decrease in population. It means that the bacteria you have to apply every few weeks. So the way we do, and we will see in the programs, that we apply every 2 weeks, we apply bacteria because they make the stimulation of the plant. Let's talk about formulation. So I told you now about two microorganisms, mycorrhizae and bacteria. This product, let's say, is our top product, Bioera, is based on 5 different mycorrhizae and 4 different bacteria. And this is a soil stimulator, is a soil regenerator, and let's say that is a microorganization of all plants. Okay? Important that we have got two certifications. One is FIBEL. FIBEL is for biodynamic. If someone of you is producing under biodynamic, this is a FIBEL. And CAE is a Spanish certification for organic, so it's also certified under organic production. And this is the formulation of bioradisol. As I told you, the first part is mycorrhizae. We selected 5 different mycorrhizae with different concentrations. The same with bacteria. We selected 4 bacteria with different concentrations. The whole formulation is a formulation selected for stimulation of the plant and soil regeneration. If you have got a soil that is heavy, this is a good product to regenerate the soil. Bioradis, well, let's go back. This product is a water soluble, is a powder product that is a water soluble that you can apply through drip irrigation. Okay? So Bioradis tablet is the same I told you as Bioradisol, but instead of being a water soluble, is a tablet that has got more or less the same concentrations as the Bioradisol, but to be applied in the hole. When you have got a hole to put the plant, you just put 1 or 2 tablets. It's the easy way to introduce in the hole, and then the microorganisms starts working to their effects. Then there is a special product, Bioradis ericoid. Probably most of you, or some of you, are producers of blueberries. Not all the mycorrhizae colonize all the plants. Basically, there are 2 different types of mycorrhizae. Endomycorrhizae, ectomycorrhizae. I don't want to explain this because it's very technical, but it means that some mycorrhizae colonize one plant, some other plants. There is one family of plants which is ericaceous families, like blueberries, that not all the mycorrhizae colonize that plant. So we have got a special mycorrhizae, which is ericoid, which is the one that colonizes the blueberries plants. Okay? So in case you have got a blueberry, you have to work with ericoid, otherwise the mycorrhizae will not colonize the plant and you will not get the right effects of mycorrhizae. Up to now I told you about the stimulation of the plant and also soil regeneration. But then we have to formulate products for another effect, for control of pathogens. So the family Radicane, this is one of the products of the Radicane, is a family formulated to control pathogens. So when you have got a soil pathogen, this is the right product to be included in the applications of soil. This is the formulation. This is Radicane Ort. This is Radicane DS. Let's talk about DS first. DS is a selection of 3 bacillus. That are the concentrations. You will see that the concentration is 5/10 up to 8. So this is a product formulated, it's a cheaper product, but formulated for for prevention, let's say. So we apply this product every 2 weeks, and we make a prevention of the plant. And then we have got a stronger formulation. You see that this is 10 up to 8, and this is 10 up to 9. What means that between this one is 10 more times of concentration. This is more for control. Once soil control, this is protection. Once the crop has been infected by some pathogens, this is stronger. Okay, so we have got different strategies depending on the formulation. And finally, we have got another product, which is the other one. It was Radicane was for soil protection, and this is foliar protection. It means that you have got a foliar disease. We attack the disease by bactifol, which is bacteria selected for botrytis, oidium, mildew, etc. Finally, we've got so many products. I just selected some of them. Bioradis, Sabiavital Rizzo is a product formulated on humic and fulvic acids with high concentration of organic matter, but most important, it's like a fertilizer. We give life to the soil, but we incorporate bacteria inside. So the bacteria, as I told you before, this is a product that we apply about 20 liters per hectare every 2 weeks, because we apply a fertilization based on organic matter, based on humic and fulvic acids, but also bacteria. Every 2 weeks, I told you before the graphic that starts growing a lot the population, and then they decrease the population. So it means that we start the population, and when it decreases, we have to apply again and to apply again. It means that all the time we have got bacteria in the soil and in the plant that help for the stimulation. And finally, programs. So with all this, with all the products we have got different programs. You know that in Spain we are very strong. The colleague before told you about the main countries in the world where we produce berries in this case. Spain, there is a special area in Spain called Huelva. It's very strong in, I don't know if you know Huelva, but it's very strong in berries. So strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, etc. So in Huelva we have got a good experience, and all our programs, they are first tested in Huelva, and then we reproduce in the rest of the world. Also, the colleague before told you about Peru as a big country for blueberries, and we are in Peru because our distributor is selling in the blueberries. So, you know, there are some countries, hopefully one day, Romania is in the list of the main producers. Anyway, we have got different programs. We start our programs in the nursery. Because if we apply in the nursery, the nursery plant will be stronger once you transplant in the field. So at the end, with this program, that here is the program using different products from Bioera, then you have got a better survival in the transplantation. So it's tested that when the plant from the nursery is already infected by good microorganisms, then in the transplantation you will get a better survival. Probably here there is some nursery company. If it's the case, it's better to start using the microorganisms in the nursery to have a better survival in the field. There is another program very important that probably is the best program of Bioera, which is what we call alternative program to chemical disinfection. Most of you know about all these disinfections in the soil. Solarization is one of them, it's not chemical, but then all the others, they are chemical. Some of them, like agrocelone D, in Spain, for instance, is not allowed anymore because they are chemical. Anyway, at the end, these are programs or products, or let's say, products that they kill the whole life of the soil. And what we have to try is to maintain the life of the soil. The probiota of the soil is very important for the plant to grow. So we have got an alternative program just based on microorganisms. We call alternative program to chemical disinfection. And what we do is to protect, stimulate the plant, and to give nutrition to the plant, but also to control the biota of the soil. Let me explain you about this program, because probably this is what you need. No? So we start the program with our product that I told you before, Bioradisol, is mycorrhizae and bacteria, and here we make a soil regeneration. Then there is Bactel fruit, which is a product formulated for stimulation. I can tell you that if you try Bactel fruit and your plant is in a big stress, in a few hours, in 1 or 2 days, you will see an effect of the bacteria. The bacteria works very, very, very quick. So once you apply in a stressed plant, you will see that the bacteria reacts. The problem of bacteria is that you have to apply every 2 or every 3 weeks. So we stimulate by mycorrhizae, we stimulate also by bacteria, and then I told you that Radisane is a selected formulation to compete against pathogens. So this product competes against the pathogens of the soil. Then, before, in various presentations, someone was introducing the Ascophyllum nudosum. Our algae feed is a 99% concentration of Ascophyllum nudosum, which we combine with our products. And then, important, there is in red an extra part of the program which is for nematodes. If you have got a nematodes problem, we have got a special product called Clavirradis. It's a pochonian, it's a fungus that competes and eats the eggs of the nematodes. So we reduce the population of nematodes by killing or by eating the eggs of the nematodes. Okay? Just an example for blueberries, the same. We have got different programs. In blueberries, I told before that this is a special product for mycorrhizae, which is ericoid. Ericoid, again, is the only mycorrhizae that we were working in a strawberry. Then, instead of working ericoid, we will be using the bioradisol, which is the selection of mycorrhizae to colonize the other plants. Okay? And then we continue the program with pastel fruit, with algae feed, with Sabiavital rhizome. And then, up to now, I told you about the problems in the soil, pathogens from the soil, like verticillium, fusarium, pythium, etc. But in a foliar way, also we have got problems. And the main problems is botrytis, for instance, combined with our Echisetomax. Echisetomax, I told you before, I'm not going to explain you about all the products of our catalog, but it's a plant extract of Echisetum herbensis. This is in Spanish called cola de caballo, is Echisetum herbensis. I don't know in Romanian. Anyway, when we combine bifol bacteria with Echisetum herbensis, we have got a very, very good results on botrytis and all these diseases, botrytis, mildew, oidium, etc. Also, it's not here, we are very strong also in Dominican Republic. In the Dominican Republic, there is a big problem on Sigatoka. Sigatoka is a fungus, foliar fungus for banana. And also, this program works on that kind of fungus. Okay, so to compete the foliar fungus, this is the strong program we have to prevent and to compete that kind of fungus. And that's the end. I mean, this is the way we see in a Petri plate our microorganisms. Here is the different microorganisms of, in this case, this is mycorrhizae. So this is one species of mycorrhizae, the black one is another species, the white one is another species. So we have got about 5-6 different species, and here's the way we see the species in the microscope. For you to understand, the bacteria could be 100 times smaller than this. So bacteria, you know, it's much smaller than the mycorrhizae. So the resume of what we do, Bioera, our leitmotif, let's say, is just biotech, because we work on biotechnology. So we don't work in chemicals, we work in the new technology. That we say that it's a new technology, but it's not really a new technology. It's the technology that the wild, the crops, they were working 100 years ago. What we do is basically soil regeneration, plant stimulation, and plant protection. And everything is done through a natural way, which is a biotechnology. If any question, I will be here around, and we will be happy. If someone of you wants to try this technology, we'll be happy to help you, helping with the programs.
Thank you very much.